The Angel Band Project, next on City Corner.
Investigators are calling it shocking. Our in-depth coverage.
I am worn through the storm, through the night. Lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me home.
Checking through the tunnel to the other side. She's taking everything she needs except for her pride, which is no good. If you wanna be a friend, don't go and hide. Come along, side by side.
I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. I'd go to the ends of the earth for you, to make you feel my love. And I take you with me where I go, and I never go alone. If there's one thing I hope you can know, I'll take you with me where I go.
And I wonder where you are. If the pain ends when you die. And I wonder if there's some better way to say goodbye. Some better way to say goodbye. Some better way to say why?
Mary, you're covered in roses, you're covered in ruin, you're covered in secrets, you're covered in treetops, you're covered in birds, You cast aside the sheets, you cast aside the shroud of another man who served the world proud. Angels, come stand by my
Hi, I'm Sarah Thompson, and welcome to City Corner. As you've seen in the video we just watched, the topic of today's show is the Angel Band Project. It's a full-fledged nonprofit organization based here in St. Louis, and we're going to talk how it started, what it's all about, and really talk about that video and how it's come to life now. I'm joined by Rachel Ebeling. She's the co-founder and executive director of the Angel Band Project. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for the invitation.
So it's an emotional video, and I wanted to start off with it because it really sets the stage about how you have this nonprofit now and what it's all about. And so I want to kind of have you walk us through how we go from the transition of really a horrific tragedy that happened, and to now being able to help other women, specifically other people, victims actually, and survivors of sexual assault. Talk about that. Tell me briefly how this all came together.
Well, you know, when you lose someone in such a violent and quick manner as we lost Teresa, there was just this incredible void that was left in all of our hearts. And we just needed to do something to both honor her life, to celebrate the fact that her partner's life was spared during that attack, and then to use music as a way to connect people to an issue that is so often just shrouded in silence. And we found comfort immediately after losing Teresa in music. Teresa's family is incredibly musically gifted. She was one of 11 siblings. We grew up together in South St. Louis here, and we always heard and celebrated in song growing up in her house. And so it was no surprise that music kept resonating in the weeks and months that, that followed this tragedy. So we kind of set out to capture that energy and that healing benefit of music, and then hope to, maybe help some other survivors in their healing process along the way.
So how long did you know Teresa?
Forever. I met her on the first day of kindergarten, literally on the playground. You're lining up, and we just automatically connected, the three of us. So it was Teresa, Jean, and myself. And more than friends, we had a sisterhood for sure. So, I mean, it was like losing someone in my family when she died.
And as we saw in the video, it says more music was at her funeral than could have been imagined. I mean, was the instant thought, let's start a nonprofit organization? I mean, was it just really organic how this kind of happened?
Yeah, I mean, it was like, okay, Teresa was an incredible person and deserved something big. So we kind of had this big dream to create a benefit album that would actually, all the profits were going to, at the time, a national nonprofit called the Voices and Faces Project.
Okay.
They are based in Chicago, and their whole mission is to give voice and face to survivors of sexual violence. So we spent about a year actually in 4 different cities recording songs for this album, which was released in I guess it was the fall of 2010. And we raised thousands and thousands of dollars to help the Voices and Faces Project with their mission. Okay. In the meantime, we thought we were kind of finished with the project, and then I don't know, we started getting, phone calls and emails and interest in, can you come speak at a conference? Can you come to a university and speak and share your story of finding hope and healing through music? So, things just started happening, and we decided at that point, let's just delve in and let's make this a nonprofit and use music as a platform for both raising awareness but also directly impacting lives of survivors.
So on a day-to-day level, what is the Angel Band Project doing?
Yeah, so we do a couple things, and I think pretty well. So we use music to raise awareness. So we hold live concerts, music events that actually engage people with this issue, both on college campuses, at public events. We're always looking for ways that we can connect people through music. But secondly, we also offer music therapy programs at no cost to survivors of sexual and domestic violence. So we work with several agencies in the St. Louis area, women's shelters, crisis counseling centers, and we bring in board-certified music therapists who work in small groups with both teen and adult survivors of sexual assault. And lastly, we use music as a way to basically create solidarity and unity through our virtual choir. And we'll get into that a little bit more, but that's a broader initiative where we can connect survivors globally, hopefully someday, through the power of music.
So you started the Angel Band Project 2009, really, and here we are 6 years later. I mean, how has it helped in the healing process for you, for Teresa's family, for her partner? How has it been knowing that you're helping other people, other survivors?
Well, it's you always feel like you want more and more people to be impacted, and so that's why we would continue to expand and grow this program, because we get feedback from survivors that this has been life-changing, that they feel empowered because they have experienced the gift of music therapy. It's a way to increase their self-expression, a way to learn some coping skills, things that music therapy can really connect people to themselves and to their greater community. So when you get comments that, this has changed my life, or this has given me a new appreciation for myself, that's what keeps us doing this work. Jennifer Hopper, who is Teresa's partner, has been an integral part of the Angel Band Project. She is an incredible survivor, a singer. She is putting on a benefit concert for us next week in Seattle, Washington, using her voice as a platform for change and for someone that other survivors can identify with on a personal level. So we've just been really lucky to have people join the band and really create this louder voice collectively to address this issue.
No, it's really a remarkable and inspirational story, and we're going to have more with the Angel Band Project. We're going to take a quick break, but please stay with us because we've got so much more to come.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
G-morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did. Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
I'm Sarah Thompson, and welcome back to City Corner. Today we're talking with the Angel Band Project. It's a nonprofit organization started in 2009 that uses music and music therapy to help survivors of rape and sexual violence heal. I'm joined by Rachel Ebeling, who is the co-founder and executive director. So again, thank you for being here. So you mentioned something in the first half of the segment about the One Voice virtual choir. Tell me a bit more about that and how that specifically came about with the organization.
Sure. So we were introduced to Eric Whitaker's virtual choir. He's a composer who has used the power of technology to actually create a global choir where people submit YouTube videos of themselves singing a part of a song. And it's a beautiful way to blend technology along with songwriting and music making. So we were given this idea from Maryville University, who's one of our partners, and they said, why don't we look at exploring this for Angel Band? So we did that, and last year in 2014, we spent months working with survivors of sexual violence with a music therapist to learn one song, which is called One Voice by the Waylon Jennings. And we took those individual recordings, we recorded them singing the song, and then we broadcast them on a huge screen to collectively show the power of strength in numbers of survivors. You know, 1 in 5 women is going to be the victim of a sexual assault in her lifetime. So this issue affects more people than we know of. And we thought, why not create this almost sister and brotherhood of survivors who are uniting in song to show that our voices can be heard. So that's what we were setting out to do last year at our inaugural virtual choir event.
And you've got this wonderful video that really shows, it's really quite amazing. We're going to take a look at it, that shows how this all comes together with the One Voice virtual choir. Let's take a look.
This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of voices too. Sound of me singing with you, helping each other make it through. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices 3, singing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices 3. This is the sound of voices 3.
It's such a beautiful song. I mean, it's really a beautiful song, and there's power and there's healing in being able to express yourself, isn't there?
Absolutely, both individually and then collectively. And that's what's so beautiful about the virtual choir, is that survivors no longer have to feel like they're bearing this on their own, that they have others around them who've experienced something. And so it really is a collective way to help them heal.
How is Jennifer doing? I mean, she was attacked that same night that Teresa was murdered, and she's alive today. I mean, really a miraculous story. She goes around the country speaking. How is she? How is she doing?
You know, that we could spend 2 hours on how incredible Jen Hopper is as a person. She has made the decision that she lived through that horrific night for a reason, and she is going to use everything in her to lead a very meaningful and full life. So Jen has been instrumental in the progress of Angel Band Project. She still lives in Seattle and has a community there who supports her as well as what we're doing. We're actually having a benefit concert there next week where we're bringing the virtual choir to Seattle. So she has, you know, put the word out and has, I think, 40 people that are coming together to support this endeavor in song. So Jen has really just been a joy to really befriend and get to know and have, you know, attached to what Angel Band Project is all about.
Let's talk about music therapy. I mean, the past 6 years, you've probably seen just the amazing results of what music therapy can do. What are some of the benefits for survivors of sexual violence?
Well, you know, for teenage survivors, you know, music connects teens. Every teenager loves music. So for that specific category, we have seen an increase in self-esteem, self-expression. You know, once someone has, you know, been the victim of a sexual assault, they can kind of shrink into themselves and quite literally lose their voice. So working with a music therapist allows them to kind of get out of their head a little bit and experience, whether it's singing, whether it's songwriting, maybe looking at lyrics and how those lyrics can kind of be translated into their own situations. So for teens, this just has a really natural way to help them.
Well, let's take a look. We've got this video that some of the survivors have actually spoken about it. So we're going to take a look at this video about the benefits of music therapy.
One of the things that music therapists might do in a setting such as shelter or a program that's working with survivors of sexual violence, something like that, would be to perhaps either take the songs that really have meaning to them or bring in a song that's very, very relevant. And you'd be using the music and particularly the lyrics to begin to have someone comfortable with not only sort of the experience they've had, but the emotions that go with what they've experienced, so that it becomes sort of a bridge to being able to talk about something that's very difficult to talk about.
With this population, a lot of the clients that I've worked with have had their voice silenced. They haven't had a choice of what's happened to them or anything. Everything's been silenced. Music therapy gives them a voice back. And so here they are free to express themselves. They're free to write songs and tell about their experiences or tell about where they are in this moment. And they have all the freedom in the world to have a voice in the world. And so it's a very powerful thing to have your voice given back to you. And that's what I feel music therapy can do for these clients.
When I walked in, I felt completely locked up. I didn't know what the process was going to be, but I decided to trust it. And from the moment that I met the music therapist, I felt welcomed and comfortable. And I'm pretty sure that I started thawing out almost immediately, faster than I would have thought was possible. She told me that my voice sounded very grounded. And that's something that I want in my life. And so to be reminded that I can find that in music was a really important thing for me. And it's something that I will carry with me from this experience.
It's been very lovely to work with all of the people involved, and so it's given me a new understanding of what goes on in this music therapy space, and it's wonderful.
In music therapy, I found that it brought up some emotions that, you know, I thought I had done some wonderful healing, and but some emotions came up, and it was great because I've been able to heal that through participating, again, keeping in mind the bigger picture and what this will do to help so many others, help to heal like that last little bit, I guess, that was still lingering in there. I think that's the best thing that I've taken from it, but knowing that it will help others gives me the courage to sing by myself in this and sing with others too.
So much courage and strength when you hear their voices. We're going to wrap up soon, but I know there's two big things coming up that I wanted you to have time to speak about briefly.
Of course. So in St. Louis on November 6th, we are having a soiree with the Angels, and this is an opportunity for anyone to come and be a part of the band and to share in the beauty and the joy that it has come from the work that we do in the music therapy world. So I invite anyone to come out, check it out. It's on our website. So please have a look at that. And then also there is a book that has been written and will be published coming out in February by a writer in Seattle that documents the lives of those who were impacted by this specific tragedy, Jennifer Hopper, Teresa Butts, and Isaiah Calaboo, their attacker, and how the mental health system in our country really needs to take a deep look at how we're addressing this issue. So I just want to say that that book will be coming out, and for anyone who wants to read it, I would encourage them to. It's a very, very good book.
No, thank you for sharing that with us, and thank you for being here.
Yes,
it's been really a pleasure, and thank you again. And we've got that information for you on the screen. Go to the Angel Band Project. Their website has a lot of information. The book will probably be up there as well later on once it comes out. But if you want to learn more, want to share their services, what they do with other people, please just call the number on your screen or head to angelbandproject.org. Once again, thank you, Rachel, for being here. Thank you at home for watching City Corner. Please keep it right here on STL TV. Experience St. Louis.